Hey, what's going on, guys? Soul here, and I am super excited for this banner. Sherlotta is looking to be quite a very useful character, especially for early chaos and even kind of into the middle area as well. She's a really good support, and I do subscribe by the theory. It's pretty popular that you can never really have enough supports. She is has like gravity effects. She can heal. She enables the party to do extra HP damage, all with frame buffs. So, really good support. And we're just going to keep going until we get that EX. So, yeah, let's do it. Hopefully she doesn't treat me the way that Selfie and Sync did. Oh my god, those two combined were like 800 tickets. Anyway, so, how are you guys doing tonight? Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a good, safe Halloween. I had a good one. Took the kids trick-or-treating. Really enjoyed it. So, if that's not the worst omen possible, I don't know what is. An off-banner Lael. Oh, I hate you. Anyway, had a good time. We had rain for like 28 hours straight. That's not even exaggerating. So everything was just wet and moist and gross outside, and we all went out in like 3 or 4 layers apiece. But the neighborhood turned out. It was really nice. First time we trick-or-treated in our new neighborhood, because I ended up buying a house earlier this year. And so this was our first Halloween here, and it was great. It was great. I was really pleased to see how receptive the neighborhood was, to trick-or-treaters, and far more houses had their lights on than off. So it was a really good time, for sure. But anyway, so the big news in JP. Yeah, let's get the elephant out of the room. Oh boy. How about them burst weapons? Wow. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a link in the description detailing some gameplay. They released a burst weapon for Squall, and it is wow. But first, before we talk about the weapon itself, let's talk about the rates of this thing. So, the rates to get a burst weapon are absolutely abysmal, and something I definitely want to give my thoughts on, because it had my Discord on fire with people quite a miss about it. So, to pity a burst weapon, it is 125,000 gems. Which, and okay, so yes, I know I myself have a ton of gems, but even with that being the case, I still feel very strongly about this. Another off banner. Sick. 125,000 gems for an average player in this game is absolutely unfeasible. It's unfeasible, and it's really a shame to see these weapons kind of being paywalled so hard. Oh my god, we finally got a banner weapon. Alright. Speaking of this banner, I haven't even talked about the banner yet. This banner is all, like, good for me. I don't have any Seymour stuff, I don't have any Iridia stuff, and I don't have any Sherlotta stuff, so yeah, as long as it's on banner, I'm happy. Anyway, so yeah, so burst weapons, the rates are abysmal. So the pity is 125,000. To get it on a ticket, it's 0.1%, and to get it on the +1, it is 3%. Now, for comparison's sake, EX weapons have a 0.5% chance to appear on a ticket, and a 5% chance to appear on the +1. So, it might not sound like a huge difference between the two, but in actuality, it's pretty significant. So, they really do seem like kind of like a pay-to-win whale hoarder kind of mechanic. Now, of course, you can luck sack it still. But I saw a lot of people saying that this game was starting to go on a Brave Exvius type of route. And I've never personally played Brave Exvius. Nice, C-More 35. But I have heard more horror stories about it than I can count about the gacha in that game. And just from secondhand accounts from people, it sounds pretty bad. So, yeah, I don't know. The 125,000 a pity is absolutely outrageous. I feel like something that would be like a lot more fair would be to reduce the EX pity rate to 50,000, and then make burst 75,000. You know, the new EX pity number, or I guess at worst 100,000. 100,000 is still like an absolute massive amount, but I don't know. 125,000 just feels just oof. I'm actually getting a decent amount of gold on this banner so far. Pretty cool. But yeah. So then on top of that, JP is also getting these VIP monthly Moogle passes, and it looks like kind of like a Kupo card, but on crack, because you get a bunch of things, but it also like doubles summon points earned, wild points earned. There's a bunch of perks to it. And I believe the number I saw thrown out was $42 a month. And, you know, that combined with the burst weapons, it's the game is starting to freak some people out. Because, I mean, let's be honest, DFFOO has been really, really generous to its player base over the first, 2 years of its life in JP, and almost 2 years for us. I mean, we're getting close to the second anniversary. You know, I've seen many people say that this is the most generous gacha game they've ever played, and yeah, I have to agree. Like, this is by head and shoulders, by a mile, you know, the most generous free-to-play game I've ever played. Period. So, the overall feeling is that, you know, we all kind of knew that at some point this was going to change, right? Because Square Enix has to make money. I get that. We all get that. They got to make a profit somehow. But making the mechanics, the gacha, so, you know, obtuse and absolutely, you know, just ridiculous, trying to pull one of these mega super ultra duper mega ultra chicken weapons. I don't know. I don't know. They really want me to MLB Seymour. He's a Final Fantasy X guy, so I'm all about that. I'm good with that. But yeah. So yeah, that was a thing. Oh, back to back, nice. And a Rydia weapon. All right, so first Rydia weapon on the banner. Now we're just looking for Sherlotta. But yeah, so anyway, I haven't even talked about the weapon yet, so y'all might be wondering, like, oh my god. The rates are horrible. The pity is absolutely, you know, nuts. You know, how can it possibly be worth it? Well, again, if you haven't seen it in action yet, I will leave a link to a channel and video in the description by a guy named Infighter. He plays JP. The JP version. He's an entertaining watch. He doesn't use meta very often, which I can obviously appreciate that, because I try and do the same thing. And he makes some entertaining stuff. So, but he has Squall's burst, so you guys can see it in action. But in a nutshell, basically, it gives you 6 turns, to kind of like the summon, where Iridia's 35. All right, where it's like 6 free turns, but the character that's using the burst is only acting on those 6 turns. And from what I've been told, word of mouth, is that your abilities that you use during the burst. So like for Squall, Solid Barrel, and Renzo. When you use them, when the burst ends, the abilities go back to the number they were at before you activate a burst, which is pretty crazy. But so there's six turns during the burst, and the very last turn of burst, the character how many Bart's hats have I got in a row? What the fuck? That's like 4. I just like something in my mind just was like, wait, that's like 4 Bart hats. 4 Bart hats. All right, let's get ourselves another Bart hat. Bart hat? That's not a Bart hat. That's a Sherry hat, kinda. I'll take that. What is that, her 15? All right, cool. So Sherlotta's on the board. Anyway, what was I going? Oh, yeah, so anyway, so the very last turn of the burst, your character's icon is surrounded by this, it looks like blue electricity, this blue light. And that's when you can use the burst command. And for Squall, he is able to break the 99,999 max brave limit. And I've seen him do like 160,000 damage to all enemies with it. Like it's pretty crazy. And what's even more pretty unbelievable about it is that, you know, this is the very first burst weapon released, and this thing is jaw-dropping, you know, like stuff the likes of we haven't seen in this point to this game. So it makes you wonder, like, okay, well, if this is the first burst weapon, what on earth are the ones after going to look like? So it's really neat. It allows the mind to kind of go wild. Like for Lightning, for example, is she going to ride Odin? You know, is Odin going to come out? Seymour, is he going to summon Anima? Oh my god, please summon Anima. Use Oblivion. Oh, I know Seymour's bad, but like, if that's the case, I'll get it. I don't care. You know, the sky's the limit. And what's really also neat about the burst is that when Squall enters it, it changes the background and it changes the music to an FF8 theme. So it's really visually very impressive, in my opinion. It's certainly got all the bells and whistles and everything involved, but my god, those rates and the pity are just crazy. Just crazy. So it makes me wonder, because the development team does change things for global. It makes me wonder if eventually, maybe down the line, they'll lower the burst pity number or something. I don't know. I don't know if the development team can make that call, or if that's a call from the top on down, or what. But yeah, if something doesn't change and the game keeps going in this direction of you know, very heavy pay-to-win whale mechanics, then I think the future and potential life of this game are in jeopardy, which is really a shame. Now again, it's very, very early. It's only the very first one, so the hope is that, okay, well, maybe, because there was also a second type of weapon introduced. The hope is that the new difficulty won't be catered to burst weapons, and that it'll be catered to this other kind of weapon, which I actually have heard that they're not even that great. They do have a third ability, but you know, it remains to be seen whether burst will be just a nice bonus to have, or if it's going to be like absolutely mandatory. And if it is absolutely mandatory, then that's where we could be in trouble. But if it's seen more as like, yeah, it'll help, but you don't need it kind of thing, then that'd be great. Now, this is Gotcha we're talking about, so I have a feeling that it's bursts are going to be necessary, sadly. But I could be wrong, and I hope I am, because they want me to MLB Seymour more than anyone else in this banner.